gifted tons of new music today. We got new Boundaries that I just played for you right there. Skies Cast, Amber Black. A nice heavy track to kick off our afternoon here together. It's Friday, March 20th, 2026. It's Peaches here. If you want to get a hold of me, you can. Over at 208-535-1015, we got new Boundaries, obviously. There's new Ice Nine Kills, or should I say Grave Diggler. I'm still a little confused. I don't think it's an official release. I think it's just a video on YouTube, like a music video on YouTube. They're just using that song for the movie Ready or Not 2, which I haven't seen the first one. I definitely need to do so. It seems like a fun horror movie, but at the same time, seems like something my girlfriend would not want to watch, so I have to watch it by myself, or watch it with my friends on Discord, that kind of thing. So I'll most likely do that. There's new Ice Nine Kills or Grave Diggler, whatever it's called. I think the title's Hell or High Slaughter, something like that. There's new Muse. There's new Black Veil Brides, which I'm going to play for It's So New at the top of the 5 p.m. hour, new Black Veil Brides. I put out the full list on our Facebook, excuse me, on our Facebook at KBear 101 FM. So yeah, go check out the full list there. We just announced another concert ticket giveaway. Starting on Monday, we'll be giving away tickets to go see Rise Against an Alkaline Trio live at the Union on Sunday, October 18th. I know it's a faraway concert, but October will be here before you know it. You know how the spring and summertime in southeast Idaho, it goes by in a flash, and then the fall season will get here, and then that dreadful winter. Even though this past winter was not necessarily all that bad. Speaking of seasons, isn't today the first day of spring? When is the first day of spring 2026? Friday, March 20th, 2026 is the day, 8:46 a.m. There we go. Happy spring. Yay. All right. Yeah. It's Peach's Pit Party. I'll be back here in just a few on KBear 101. Obviously, the big news today, Chuck Norris passed away. He parlayed his martial arts career into a TV and movie actor career and best-selling author as well. He had passed away last night at the age of 86. I knew it was not going to be long till he passed after the news popped up yesterday that I also shared on our Facebook at KBear 101 FM that he got randomly hospitalized due to a medical emergency. So I knew, unfortunately, we were going to lose the legend. I mean, you don't have an all-of-a-sudden medical emergency at 86 years old. The stats are against you, unfortunately. They're unfortunately against Chuck Norris as well. You think that guy would be immortal, but no, he's human, just like the rest of us. His name's Carlos. Carlos Ray Norris. Carlos Ray Chuck Norris. He was born in Ryan, Oklahoma, March 10th, 1940. After a stint in the United States Air Force, Norris won many martial arts championships. Later founded his own discipline, is that how you say it? I believe it's Chun Kuk Do. K-U-K. He started training celebrities in martial arts. One of them, Steve McQueen, encouraged him to pursue acting. His first credited acting role was in his friend Bruce Lee's film, The Way of the Dragon. Imagine saying your friend, Bruce Lee. His breakthrough leading role was 1979's Good Guys Wear Black. Of course, and the rest is history, obviously. I have not really watched any Chuck Norris films, unfortunately, but I guess since he did pass, I might need to pay tribute to his death by watching The Way of the Dragon. I know that's a classic film by now. I think at one point, doesn't Bruce Lee fight Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in that movie? Or is that an entirely different movie? Is that Enter the Dragon? There's The Way of the Dragon. There's Enter the Dragon. Too many different dragon films. But anyway, overall, rest in peace to Chuck Norris, all right? There's been so many Chuck Norris jokes over the years, and I'm sure there's bound to be tons more post-death because, well, he's a legend. Imagine the world makes these amazing jokes about you. Like, not about you, but just like how awesome of a person you actually are. Like, he didn't do push-ups. He just pushed the earth down, that kind of thing. Those kind of jokes. Yeah, that'd be quite the legacy. Sleep Theory, words are worthless on Peach's Pit Party. It's K-Bear 101. When I first moved out here, back in 2021, traffic wasn't all that bad. There were still people complaining that Californians were moving in because it was right after 2020. People were leaving the big cities to go to smaller areas with more freedom, I should say. It was extremely nice when I got out of Southern California, left that place, got to Idaho Falls about 13 hours later. It was a crazy drive, but we got there. We got to the Chili's in Idaho Falls. That was the first place my dad and I went to. We walked in wearing masks because, we were told that in California to never enter a restaurant without one. And sure enough, we enter there and everyone's staring at us like we're idiots. So we immediately took those off, and it was so nice to not have to do that kind of thing anymore. Traffic at the time wasn't bad at all, like I mentioned. It was decent. It was also fantastic to wake up on a Sunday and just drive around because nobody was out. For some reason, places were closed. Everything was closed. Still, most places are on Sundays around here, but now they're starting to open up more and more and more, as they should, all right? I should be able to go out on a Sunday and enjoy the second day of my weekend because I usually work Monday through Friday. If you're only open Monday through Friday, I can't interrupt my work day to go to your business, obviously. It's a weird way society is set up. But now the traffic is atrocious. I leave here every single weekday at 5 p.m. And you're probably like, well, Peaches, your show ends at 7. What do you mean you leave work at 5 p.m.? The last 2 hours of the show are pre-recorded. Just giving you the heads up there because I've received some calls over the years like, Peaches, why are you ignoring me? It's like, dude, I'm home. I'm eating dinner. I'm playing on my computer. I'm not ignoring your call. I'm just clocked out for the day. But I will be back the next day. I'm Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. All right, that's my schedule. I get out of the office at 5 p.m. Takes me about like 20 minutes on what used to be like a 5-8 minute commute because of so many people on Sunnyside Road. It is ridiculous. I kind of like what Malta is doing. This is what I wanted to talk about here on this break. The way that gas prices, they're getting out of control these days. Giving up driving doesn't sound like such a bad idea. So in Malta, I guess they're offering anybody under the age of 30 $29,000 to give up their driver's licenses for 5 years in a bold effort to tackle its traffic problem. The small island nation, Malta, has too many cars. The government is hoping they can entice young drivers to take advantage of their driving license surrender scheme. To qualify, applicants must have held a license for at least a year, lived in Malta for 7 years, and have a clean driving record. Why does living in Malta for 7 years make a difference, right? It's like if somebody moved there a year ago and they're driving around, they're still a part of the problem. The scheme is capped at 1,000 participants a year. When the 5 years are up, drivers must go through 15 hours of lessons to get their license back. But that seems kind of dumb. It's like, well, it's like if I was 25 and I gave up my license and I turned 30, 5 years passed, I then have to retest again. It just seems silly. I mean, I'd be more so worried about older people driving. I know the old people are going to hate hearing this, but there's a lot of people post like even 60, as young as 60, that need to get their, they should retest like every year or so just to see if they still have it there. My grandpa, when he reached a certain age, he was trying to back out of a parking spot at Burger King. And he put the car in drive rather than reverse and almost literally drove through the restaurant. It's like, yep, your license should be revoked right then and there. All right? I know Josh and Chantel from Classy 97 talked about that not that long ago, and some people got really upset by it. I stand by that message, honestly. Just why are you attacking the young drivers over in Malta when it should be young and also the extremely old? It was really sad. Yesterday, I saw the Post grocery outlet in Idaho Falls, and also, I believe, the Pocatello location might still be open only for today and tomorrow, I think. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't checked their Facebook page. I was planning on going to the grocery outlet in Idaho Falls one last time to sort of say goodbye. And you're probably, again, also like, Peaches, why are you so sentimental about a grocery store? It's like, well, I used to go there all the time. The day that it got announced that they were closing down, I was devastated. And that's not an over-exaggeration either. Like, I was genuinely hurt because that was my favorite place to go. They had great prices. I don't know. Again, I don't know what those people were on when they said, I went to Grocery Outlet once and they had the same prices as Albertsons. No, dude, get real. I went there every day for like a year or two straight. I mean, every day. I was so bored at my place. Well, I would go post work. Like, I would be done here and I would go, what should I do for dinner? And then I would go to Grocery Outlet, and I wouldn't even go in there with an agenda. I would just walk in, see what they had, and then make a meal out of that. And it was always extremely cheap, way better than any other store here in the area. So yeah, when they announced they were closing, I was gonna try my best to go there one last time. I did that for that one Sunday when they first started the deals, and then things became 75% off, and then all of a sudden yesterday it got posted that they were officially just done. I wonder if they sold out of everything, if they didn't have enough inventory to keep it open. They were just like, yeah, it would be silly to try to sell these 4 last items. Let's just shut the store down. So I never got to say goodbye to my favorite grocery store. I know, it's rather sad. I guess now I might need to consider doing a Walmart pickup or something like that. Because I got to tell you, again, I hate walking into big stores. People don't know how to walk. They walk extremely slow. They block the entire aisle. They have a whole conversation just right there in the middle, acting like a barricade. It's horrible. You have to park in the back of the parking lot. You have to make your way all around the giant store. The Walmart pickup, it's the best thing ever, right? Any store that offers pickup, I'm for sure going to take advantage of that. I wanted to talk more about this here too, but I ended up talking about Grocery Outlet more and how sad I am that it closed. That we'll just talk about it a little later on in the show, talking about the Costco CEO doing something that's worth mentioning here on Peach's Pit Party on K-Bear 101. Let's move right on into some Black Label Society, Name and Blood. All right, let's talk about the big tournament. Where is my Sports Center music? There we go. America's brackets are in, and Duke, once again, is the nation's top pick to win the NCAA tournament. That's who I have as my winner for my bracket. The Blue Devils are listed as winners on 25% of brackets. The other 3 number 1 seeds follow Duke in popularity, with Arizona, 18% of brackets have them winning the entire tournament. Michigan, 13%, and the defending champion, Florida, 7%, rounding out the top 4. Houston is next as the top number 2 seed at 6%. You know, they play the Idaho Vandals. When is that game? Did it already happen? So many games going on. That's why it's called March Madness. There has never been a better time to watch March Madness. Back in the good old days, you had to flip channels to keep an eye on all the action. Now, several big-time TV providers offer multi-view options, which allow 2 to 4 different broadcasts to play alongside each other on the same screen. Streaming services DirecTV and YouTube TV have the multi-screen thing. So do the cable companies Spectrum and Charter. It's so incredible, you could argue that it's too much TV and too much basketball to handle at one time. I agree. Let's talk about the NBA here for a second. LeBron James has wanted to be an owner of an NBA expansion franchise in Las Vegas for a decade. However, on Wednesday night, James told reporters that now he was not at all interested in joining an ownership group, but that might not have been his own decision. Fenway Sports Group, LeBron's business partner, that owns both the Boston Red Sox and English Premier League soccer team Liverpool, has decided they don't want to pursue an expansion franchise because the fee could be as high as $8 billion per team. And since they provide the financial backing for James, it seems his ownership dreams are done. I always love when LeBron James pretends he's reading a book and he's always on the first page whenever he's on TV. Have you seen that? There's a whole compilation of pictures, a whole montage of pictures, just him reading the first page of a book. I should do the same thing. I'm a reader. Open up one page, the first page of a Harry Potter book. Why not? Tom Brady will be back on the field Saturday playing in the Fanatics Flag Football Classic in Los Angeles, but he's not really thinking about playing when flag football becomes an Olympic sport in 2028. Brady told Good Morning America that he would never say never if asked to play on the team, but he did call it unlikely, considering he'll be 50 years old. I'll let the young Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen get out there and try to win a gold medal for the U.S., says Tom Brady. 50 years old, and he looks younger than me. I need to get a better skincare routine. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. Breaking Benjamin Dance with the Devil. It's Peach's Pit Party on K-Bear 101. People know a good deal when they see it, obviously. Right now, prices, they're rising faster than we can keep track. Hence why I miss Grocery Outlet, because it was just nice and cheap. But they're unfortunately gone. Most locations around the country. No, not most locations. How many locations do they even have around the country? I feel like it's probably a lot, right? I think 38 of their worst locations are going out. Hence why the Idaho Falls and Pocatello location went out this week. Oh, it sucks. It really does suck. Luckily, my girlfriend Aubrey, she has a Costco membership. If I wanted to buy two giant 20-pound jars of mayonnaise, I know where to go. But the best part about Costco is their food court, definitely. You know, they have that famous $1.50 hot dog and soda combo. So if you want to eat some highly processed mystery meat with some empty carbs in the bun and a buttload of sugar, there you go. There's your combo for you. Their CEO, Ron Vatris, is that how you say it? Vatris? Recently eased a lot of nerves by announcing that the deal will not change as long as he's around. And he's a pretty old dude. He looks pretty old, I should say. If he passes away, be prepared for Costco to raise that thing to like $8. Costco even posted a video of Ron Vatris enjoying a hot dog and a Coke. Naturally, the response from customers has been overwhelmingly positive, with many praising him. One commenter even wrote, "Give this man anything he wants in the world. Protect him at all costs. Long live the grand overlord of Kirkland." All right, calm down. Calm down. What was I going to say about this break here, about this whole thing here? Yeah, he probably won't be around for much longer, unfortunately. He's an older gentleman, and I feel like the Costco as itself, like, I saw the price of that executive membership not that long ago, $130 for the entire year, just to shop somewhere to spend more money. But I guess it's cheaper, and you also get it in bulk, hence my joke about the two 20-pound tubs of mayonnaise. You can get that there. You can also get like 50 pounds of sardines if you really wanted that too. Anyway, let's play some Royal Bliss by my side. I have a case of, oh, really news. Spring means going outside more. Yeah, you get to go outside more. You get to enjoy it, not be extremely cold. There's no snow on the ground. I mean, this winter wasn't all that bad, but it was still cold to try to walk outside. You know, there are still a few people that I've seen running up and down Sunnyside when it's like 25 degrees outside. They're covered head to toe in thermal clothing. They're running, they're jogging on the sidewalk. I mean, good for them. I could never. It'd be tough to try to breathe that very cold air while trying to get your cardio exercise in. I do like how it's getting warmer. I want it to be the perfect heat, though. I don't want to have this blistering summer. I was talking to Aubrey about this morning. Aubrey was kind of concerned that we're going to have a buggy summer. All the bugs will come out. People online say all the time that we're losing the bugs, that they're dying at a rapid pace, but then you actually encounter all of these bugs that live on planet Earth when you go try to take a walk around the green belt in Idaho Falls. I've been attacked by mosquitoes, bees, flies, gnats, all of them. Butterflies even giving me a scowl. People online, though, saying that bugs are dying at a rapid pace. They haven't walked the green belt, or they haven't been outside, I don't think. Even I just put in a maintenance request for my apartment because, the bugs, there's a nest of some sort on the covered parking spot, under the covered parking spot of my neighbor. And the bugs, you know, they go away for the winter, but now since it's warmer out, they're popping out of that nest, and they're attracted to the light by my front door. So my door at night, my front door at night, is just covered in these bugs. They're harmless, but it looks very ghetto, and it's kind of creepy looking. There's all these bugs all over my door. So yeah, I was like, hey, maintenance guy, get some Raid. This is your property, you know. Get some Raid, get some pesticide, exterminate all of them. Exterminate them all. Look for any other nests, toss them. Where was I going with this break? Oh, yeah, go outside and eat better. The oh, really news. A new study from Drexel University and Wake Forest University found that people who regularly spent time in nature ended up making better food choices. Well, yeah, it's like if you go for a 3-mile walk, obviously you don't want to ruin what you just did by going to, I don't know, some fast food restaurant out there and getting yourself a combo that's like 3,000 calories and you just basically, that walk was just a waste of time. If you're seriously working out, you want to eat better because, well, you want to lose the weight. You're working hard to try to lose the weight. You don't want to counteract it with a horrible diet. That's for sure. Basically, spending time outdoors was associated with less stress eating, which often included eating junk food or poison, as some people say on Facebook. You're ruining your body with poison. As one study participant said, food can be used for stress and boredom. Yeah, no kidding. That's why I ate half of the peanut butter pretzels here in the studio that Victor's wife, Becca, a.k.a. Ravonda, showed up with. Reese's filled pretzels, which, by the way, don't taste anything like Reese's. They just taste like regular peanut butter pretzels. I ate half the container, so I went to Walmart last night and got Victor an extra container as a nice, hey, thanks for letting me eat your snack that your wife provided you. Wow, Victor, I can't believe you're still here post 4 p.m. on a Friday.
I know. I just couldn't get enough work this week.
You're one of the hardest workers here.
Ah, yeah.
I did post that amazing video of you hard at work, you know, about to fall asleep at your desk.
Oh, yeah, yesterday.
Listening to country music.
Listening to country music and napping. That's what I do on a Thursday.
But now you're listening to Neurosis. You're fired up.
Yeah, Neurosis is good nap music, too.
You're telling me.
It's nice and relaxing.
I wanted to talk to you about this dilemma because, well, Aubrey's friends, they invited us out to go eat. They all have kids except us.
Uh-huh.
So they're all getting babysitters. We're calling it a kid-free dinner.
Okay.
And
the best kind.
The best kind, yeah. No nuisances, no kids screaming. There's one kid, though, that they have. One of the couples has that's just chill.
Okay.
I'm like, invite him. He just sits there and he eats the ribs. His name's Wasey. Shout out to him. But one of the girls is extremely picky.
Okay.
And I don't really like to eat with picky eaters. I don't.
Okay.
But one of the friends' husbands suggested, hey, why don't we go to this insert predominant seafood restaurant here?
Okay.
That one picky friend goes, ew, no. Why don't we eat burgers and fries like normal people food?
What's wrong with
But
seafood?
before that, she said, I don't care where we eat. That's the thing.
Yeah, and when you're the lone person out, it's like you just got to go with everybody else sometimes.
And usually that friend, she'll dictate where everyone goes, and then at the last possible second go, we just couldn't find a babysitter, so we're just going to stay home.
So that's
she was kind of
probably
like I'm not going to say the word, but she was kind of shallow when it came to like, oh, you can count us out if you guys go to that seafood place.
Oh, geez.
Like she's she's extremely valuable.
Okay. Yeah,
you know?
That's when you're like, okay, bye-bye.
That's what I said, but
yeah, have fun.
Aubrey's the nicer person out of us two. Yeah. Otherwise, he'd be like, all right, block number, block every contact, have a nice 5-year-old palate life.
That's right. I'm never talking to you again.
Eat your chicken nuggets and leave me alone. But what would you do in that situation? I mean, here's the question that I asked for to Peach Their Own. If you say, I don't care where we eat, do you lose your right to complain about what gets picked?
I think if you say I don't care, then yeah, you have to just accept it.
You do slightly care, though.
You do.
Like you can
but if
say,
you say it, you know.
You can say no to like fermented swordfish that I saw this Arizona woman is dying from.
Yeah, I read that story.
Botulism?
Yeah, It was very unpleasant. Very nasty story.
But yeah, you can say no to that kind of thing. I mean, we had the illegal foods chips
a
couple of years back. They were flavored like poison blowfish and maggot cheese.
Yeah.
I almost said MAGA cheese.
MAGA cheese, which is worse.
Well, I was making a joke with Josh yesterday. I should have said it on the air. I'm like, when it comes to March Madness, I would think everybody's going against Duke because they're the Blue Devils, and those are liberals.
No, those stupid liberals.
That's the liberal team, the Blue Devils.
I don't like any team that wears blue clothing.
And then Josh goes, yeah, let's go Alabama. Roll Tide. But so, yeah, you also say, if you say, I don't care where we eat, you lose your right to complain.
Yeah. Totally.
But what if they're just mean and they just don't show up because they're like, I don't want to go to that restaurant?
I would stop hanging out with that
That's
person.
what I would say too. That's what I was telling Aubrey last night.
They sound like a miserable person to hang out with.
Well, they also they don't like Mexican food. They don't like anything besides like a good old burger and fries. Well, then that gets a little old, doesn't it?
I just wouldn't invite them out. I mean, and a burger and fries is my favorite meal.
I know. That's why I was asking you.
But, you got to mix it up. And sometimes I've been taken to restaurants where, they got a selection of food that's not normally what I'm into, and you end up finding some delicious new food.
It's like going to a concert and you watch the opener.
Yeah, and you're
go,
like,
wow,
whoa, that band was awesome.
Right.
You never know unless you try some new foods, picky eaters.
This particular restaurant has some other stuff on the menu that's not seafood related.
Yeah.
And so it's like, just order that and shut up.
Exactly.
Why ruin a kid-free dinner by I'm not going to eat here. I'm not going to eat this place.
Yeah. I'd just be like, well, you ain't coming. Stay home. You suck.
Just a reminder that next week, the concerts really pick up. The Devil Wears Prada, they're going to be at the Knitting Factory on the 25th, and they're going to be at the Depot in Salt Lake City on the 27th. Also on the 27th in Salt Lake, Slaughter to Prevail, Whitechapel, and Attila. Yeah, March 27th for that show. The Red Hot Chili Pipers are going to be at the Egyptian Theater, not the Chili Peppers. No, the bagpipe rock band. They call it Bag Rock. Also, Idola going to be in Salt Lake City on March 28th. Lamb of God as well. The same day, the Union Event Center with Kublai Khan, Fit for an Autopsy, Sangui Sugabog. The show that I'll be going to next week, Slaughter to Prevail, Whitechapel, and Attila at the Revolution Concert House in Boise. That's happening on a Saturday, hence why I'm going to that show and not the Salt Lake City show. Many other shows are on that concert calendar, always at riverbendmediagroup.com/calendar. Peach's Pit Party right here on K-Bear 101. The Huffington Post put out this article about this term called time blindness. They're trying to say it's a common ADHD-related issue where people don't just lose track of time. They literally don't feel time passing the same way. They're trying to say it's not laziness or being careless. It's a brain-based disconnect that makes it hard to estimate how long things take, stay on schedule, switch between tasks. I feel like people might just overuse this as an excuse to just be late to things, to be quite honest with you. I don't deal with being late nicely. I try my best to show up on time everywhere. I find it extremely disrespectful if somebody expects me to be at a dinner at 7 and I show up at 7:30 going, oh, sorry. Lost track of time. Got time blindness, No, I'm there at 6:30, usually waiting for people in the parking lot. And they're the ones showing up a little bit later. I'm always way early. I used to come here an hour early every day just to do some extra stuff. But I'm dealing with these flaky people, these flaky time blindness people. Sometimes you just got to stop being friends with them, They back out of plans last minute. They just overall not show up till 2 hours later. There's an event going on from 10 to 3. They show up at 11:30 noon when they knew about it a couple days in advance. Sorry, I got time blindness. Ugh. I can hear the people overusing that word now. There's people with legitimate time blindness, and then there's those that just pretend they do, right? Let's play some Avenged Sevenfold. It's Magic on K-Bear 101. Now, I've mentioned this story before a couple of times on the air. This article popped up about how a new study by researchers from the University of British Columbia and the University of University of California, Irvine, UCI, that my sister is a alumni from. This new study found out about 1 in 3 Americans believe that the world will end within their own lifetime. We're a very positive generation, apparently. We believe the world will either be destroyed by, through climate change, nuclear war, or runaway technology, or there are people who believe some supernatural force will cause the apocalypse. There are those wackos out there that they're just not caring anymore. They're like, yeah, I think the world's going to end, so let me just dine and dash real quick. It's like, no, you can't use that as an excuse to commit a crime, dude. You got to pay the dinner bill, obviously. 1 in 3 people. That means out of the total people in this office, it says right here, 1 in 3 Americans believe that the world will end within their own lifetime. So how many people are in this office? About 20? you do the math on that one, I don't think that many people in this office think the world's going to end. I do remember, though, back in middle school, we watched 2012. No, we didn't watch 2012. No. 2012 was approaching. I started high school in 2010. So 2012 was still a few years away, I mean. But it was 7th grade. It was my core class, Miss Giovinazzi's core class. We watched some little history video on the Mayan civilization, the Mayan people, and they talked about the Mayan calendar ending on December 21st, 2012. And I remember being so freaked out by that. I'm like, I don't want the world to end. I'm still so young, you know. And turns out the whole thing did not happen. Yeah. And now that there's a movie about 2012 where the world does end, that type of thing, there's still some people out there that believe, like, dude, I think the world ended in 2012. Like, nobody's been happy since then. It's like, okay, relax. Don't forget, on Monday, listen extra carefully. Starting on Monday, listen extra carefully for the Rise Against and Alkaline Trio sounder. Should be pretty obvious when you hear it. Says call now like 3 times. We're giving away tickets to go see those bands live at the Union on Sunday, October 18th. I know it's a little far away from now, but you could win tickets for an end-of-the-year show, an end-of-concert season for 2026 show. I mean, October is it's iffy when it comes to weather, but by the way the weather's been acting as of late, I'm expecting it'll be nice and warm during October. And then there will be those people that continue screaming, I remember when October was cold, and they'll post those memes on Facebook. Anyway, yeah, listen extra carefully for that sounder starting on Monday. Rise Against Alkaline Trio bringing their tour to the Union, October 18th. Let's play the latest from Beartooth. Did I say Beartooth? Beartooth right here, free on Peach's Pit Party. A Texas woman is in serious trouble after what started as a simple traffic stop turned into a massive drug bust. Police say she was pulled over for speeding on I-35, but things escalated fast when a K-9 unit was brought in. Inside her minivan, authorities say they found around 480 pounds worth of meth. 480 pounds of meth, and 40 pounds of heroin. Not worth, no, the actual weight. Over 500 pounds of drugs hidden in a secret compartment. How is that a secret compartment where you hide 500 pounds of these drugs in a car? Investigators believe she picked it up in Mexico, is heading to Dallas. She's now facing, federal drug trafficking charges, and if convicted, she could be looking at 10 years to life in prison. All that from a speeding ticket. That's right. I'm glad she got caught. Anyway, that's today's What the Headline right here on K-Bear 101. Peach's Pit Party on K-Bear 101, obviously, with some Alice in Chains, Nutshell. I think it was Metal Hammer. Was that the magazine that I saw? There's so many different metal news outlets. There's like Metal Sucks. Yeah, Metal Hammer. It was that one. Hammer's hot take is what I saw here. Thanks to somebody on Instagram. Somebody said Alice in Chains is way better than Nirvana. And, well, I kind of have to agree, to be quite honest with you. I mean, most Nirvana songs, to me, I can only tolerate a few of them. Smells Like Teen Spirit, Breed. Breed's one of my all-time favorite tracks. What else is there? I'm just drawing a blank right now. Am I really finding it that impossible to name 3 Nirvana songs that I like? Smells Like Teen Spirit, Breed. Is there any other track that I'm like, oh, I love that song? Maybe not, because nothing's coming to my mind. Alice in Chains, obviously. Man in the Box, one of my all-time favorite songs. Rooster, fantastic. Them Bones, another one. I mean, let's look at how many Nirvana songs we have here in the system. Once the song library finally loads, dang it. All right, let's look here. Is there any other song that I like out of all of these? In Bloom is, I mean, it's okay. I've just heard it so many times, thanks to rock radio overplaying it, not just here, but everywhere across the country. All right, now let's go to Alice in Chains and see how many songs I like from these guys. Man in the Box, Them Bones, Bleed the Freak is another great one. Rooster, Down in a Hole. Another great one. I Stay Away, Heaven Beside You, No Excuses. Yeah. I got to agree with this hot take here. Alice in Chains, definitely better than Nirvana. But when it comes to t-shirts being sold, Nirvana is way superior. So there's this former wrestler now, like behind the scenes executive for the WWE by the name of John Laurinaitis. He has a horrible voice. It was a whole thing to make fun of it, but then he also got really mad in character of people making fun of it. So I don't think that was him being in character. I think that was just him genuinely getting mad that people were making fun of his terrible voice. He sounds like this. Anyway, he was doing a meet and greet somewhere, and I guess somebody took a picture of him at the meet and greet, and then he used AI. Somebody on his team used AI to fill in the empty little parts of the picture to make it look like there was more people there. Because if you zoom in, you can see that there's obviously AI, like weird, like conglomerates or weird. The people just look weird. There's like a weird like flash or something. They look like morphed monsters is what they look like. And so all these other wrestlers are now clowning him by saying, hey, the meet and greet went just fine today. And it shows them in the middle of like Madison Square Garden. The whole place is packed. There's a table. The wrestlers signing pictures. Maybe I should AI edit an image of me at a meet and greet. Maybe my next remote, if not that many people show up, I'll just be at a public park somewhere. Put up AI people in. Have all of a sudden 10,000 people showed up to Toffus Park to come see Peaches from K-Bear 101. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.